Alright, so first of all, I started by cutting some 3x3 templates out of some cardstock, or it was watercolor paper, something heavy that I could trace. I made them wide enough so I could fit the half-inch foam core inside, and so that they would overlap and fit together like puzzle pieces, just to give it that three-dimensional look and stand upright. And then I had a predictable width for the trunk so that I could build the leaf parts to fit over it like a donut. So here I am on my Proxxon cutting out the shapes from the templates, and then cutting some rings out of the foam, and then just shaving off the hard corners and giving it some interesting texture, kind of like we do stonework, or like Blackmagic Craft shows how to do the stonework. And then finally I cut out the center so that it could fit over the trunk and sit onto the branches that were all a predetermined height. Same with the tree trunk part of it. I broke the corners, put some interesting stuff in there, and then started I tried a couple methods. I tried drawing in some lines with the pen, and I also did a couple with the a wire brush to give it some wood grain, and then assembled it all with my hot glue gun. I went a little overboard, adding some more stuff going on with the roots and things like that, gnarls, and then of course my Blackmagic Mod Podge to base the whole thing. Then I went over with a medium brown. I started making my pieces more colorized, more cartoony, more bright and hot colors, so I start with medium brown and work into white, right into a holly green for the base coat here, and then I come back with a lime green, pretty generous dry brush at first, and then I think we did a tan on the trunks of the trees as well, just another generous dry brush, yeah, right here, just to pick out the highlights. And in retrospect, I found out I do like the style I did with the ballpoint pen rather than the wire brush on that trunk. So then here I stippled on some yellow and put some spots of red in there just to give the indication of some fruit or berries or something, just more cartoony. And then a pretty heavy dry brush in white, knowing that the wash that I'm going to do next is pretty dark and should tone all of this down a lot. So by using the Proxxon, I got some really cool edges on the trees to look really more cartoony, and then finally hot glue it all together right before the wash. Then I shaped it out with my mini, scaled it out to make sure that everything fits well. I think I wound up doing like 2 coats of black green wash, and then I wound up min-wax coat the whole thing. Here I did a little setup to show them off with my other little miniatures, but they work well for standard minis, and they're playable, not just for looks, so you can have your characters hiding up in the trees or whatever. Alright, thanks for watching.